Welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 and Hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Jubilee Radio and Sun City Radio, Keta, Saboba FM, Saboba A1 Radio, Bolgatanga. Get radio, TV and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, Electricity Company of Ghana to honor payment to independent power producers this week, as agreed in new payment offer reached on Friday.
So we've agreed on numbers across board for everybody. Everybody knows what they have to do and get back to us by the middle of the week. Whatever needs to be credited to them will be credited to them immediately.
Also, Presidential Advisor on Health, Dr. Nsiasari, refutes assertions that doctors are leaving Ghana due to lower remuneration. Rather, he attributes the move to the quest for specialty training.
Doctors, for example, don't just go out there to go and work because maybe it's because of money. Every young doctor wants to be a specialist.
There's more, including his new timeline for the Agenda 111 project in business.
Cedi ends first half of this year with a better performance than same period last year, yet still classified among African currencies with worst spot returns. Details on the Joy Business Report.
A later vetting committee of the New Patriotic Party to test the suitability of presidential hopefuls who have submitted bids to lead the party in the 2024 general election, with Alan Tremantin, Vice President Dr. Baumia and Kojopoku as the first to appear for the vetting process.
I am offering myself to become our flag bearer and presidential candidate for 2024.
Please make Alan the leader and we'll break the 8.
I am Amesi Nyamiche Thompson. Details shortly. And in our first story, the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, will from this week begin paying independent power producers as agreed in new payment offer reached on Friday. According to the Managing Director, Samuel Dubik Mahama, the accounts will be accredited once the IPPs have fulfilled their part of the deal. There's more in this News Desk report.
In late May, the IPPs rejected a government proposal to restructure almost $2 billion in arrears owed them by the state as part of efforts to implement a $3 billion loan deal from the International Monetary Fund aimed at addressing the economic crisis. The power producers, who have a 50% market share of electricity generation, threatened to shut down their plant by June 30 should their demand for 30% interim payment of their debt is not received.
Well, definitely, if there is no remedial action, I cannot guarantee light from 30th June.
Managing Director of the ECG, Samuel Dubik Mahama, leading negotiations with the IPPs at the time, indicated that a deal will be reached.
The conversations are far advanced to avert something like this. And so I can say with all confidence that it won't come to that.
But days later, it turned out that the IPPs hadn't been engaged. Ediklim Apatogbo is CEO of the IPPs chamber.
None of the IPPs have been engaged in any conversation or discussion regarding that proposal.
The IPP's chamber then set in motion a series of actions, including a directive to members to switch off plants from July 1 to July 8, triggering another round of meetings with ECG and the other stakeholders. The minority, in their bid to calm situations, called a press conference to appeal to the IPPs to back down.
And so I want to make a passionate appeal and plead with the independent power producers to give government and the nation some more time.
The government was able to convince the IPPs to abort the shutdown while reaching a new agreement.
So we've agreed on numbers across board for everybody, and everybody knows what they have to do and get back to us by the middle of the week. And when they do that, whatever needs to be credited to them will be credited to them immediately.
The IPPs, however, indicated that if this outcome is not reached, they will be left with no choice than to revert to their earlier decision to shut down without any further notice.
And that was a News Desk report. The Presidential Advisor on Health, Dr. Nsiah-Sarri, has refuted assertions that doctors are leaving Ghana due to low remuneration. Dr. Nsiah-Sarri says the exodus can largely be attributed to doctors' search for better environments for specialty training. He spoke to MFR Pau on The Probe Sunday.
Doctors, for example, don't just go out there to go and work because maybe it's because of money. Every young doctor, which I've been one of them before, wants to be a specialist.
So and that's the concern. Yeah, specialized personnel.
Yes.
Training of these specialized personnel is one key concern at least.
Yes. So we should have a lot of hospitals where we can decentralize the training and then we don't disrupt somebody who has his family maybe in Ho. Mm-hmm. That's where he's working. He has a wife and children there. And all of a sudden, he has to come to Kolebu, leave where he's abode, and then come here and come to start training. Why can't he stay in one of the hospitals? The hospital is there to train.
Addressing the delay in the completion of the Agenda 111 projects, Dr. Nsiah-Sarri says government is hopeful that most of these projects, which have already started, will be completed by the third quarter of 2024.
We want to know the number of sites which will finish by the end of this year, the number which will finish by the end of the first quarter of next year, and then last batch will be by the end of the second quarter of next year. So that by the end of quarter 3 in 2024, we are hopeful that all the ones that have started, we have a land, we don't have any issues, we can then finish it. And as His Excellency the President said, that he would like to at least commission, and Ghanaians will get a feel of it by the time that he leaves office on the midnight of 6th of January 2025.
And you had Presidential Advice on Health, Dr. Nsiah-Sarri. The vetting committee of the New Patriotic Party will later this morning test the suitability of presidential hopefuls who have submitted bids to lead the party in the 2024 general election, with Alan Tremantin, Vice President Dr. Bawumia and Kojo Poku as first to appear before the Professor Michael Quay-led committee. 10 individuals have since filed their nomination forms to vie for the position. Take a listen to the gentleman hoping to be president.
It is possible, and that is why I am offering myself in all humility to contest in the primary of this great New Patriotic Party to become our flag bearer and presidential candidate for 2024.
If the people of Ghana are asking for Alan to become the next president of our republic, please make Alan the leader and we'll break the 8.
Now, Director of Elections with the NPP, Evans Nimako, says the process leading up to the Delegates' Congress in November will be fair.
When this process ends, the party will get to know whether there will be special electoral college or otherwise. It is hoped that the process towards the conduct of the presidential primaries will start technically from the vetting of the presidential hopefuls. And in the party's arrangement, if it happens to have 5 of them being recommended for the contest, then there will be no special electoral college.
Director of Elections for the NPP, Evans Nimako there. On Tuesday, James Gyakye Quayson will be sworn in as the re-elected representative of Assin North.
To end that particular decision, sir, make a way because but was what? You did the Ghana for a term. You did the Assin North for a term.
Here, Doma Hene and President of the Bono Regional House of Chiefs, Jeffo Osadieyo Ajuman Bedu II. Now to the National Science and Maths Quiz. Opoku Ware School pushed aside love and went hard against its female affiliates in Lewis Senior High School to retain their bragging rights as Ashanti Regional Champions of the National Science and Maths Quiz. On the second day of the Regional Championship, Prempeh College and Kumasi Academy also beat their contenders to qualify to the semi-final stage of the competition. Emmanuel Bright Kweku reports from Kumasi.
That's the unmistakable Emmanuel just sung by the students of Opoku Ware Senior High School. From the start, we having some alliance, but during the contest, we break that line. But now we are united.
We see this as a soft win for us.
A soft win?
Yes, for sure. Basis. We are not going to lose to St. Louis and Hamas.
In Ashanti region, we are the best. Okay, and besides in the whole of Ghana, we are the only school.
Manfo. Yes. A Manfo.
Yes.
Everybody is looking up to Prempeh College and beats Prempeh.
Is it in Ashanti region or everywhere? We have Presec Legon.
I mean, you go to Presec and ask them. The focus will be to beat Prempeh. When Presec is doing the quiz and Prempeh is not there, they think they are sweeping it. But when we are there, we are giving them a run for their money.
Akunini. Yeah. Akunini. Yeah.
I'm feeling so amazing. Like, it wasn't about anymore. It was meant to be. Akunini. Yeah.
Emmanuel Bright Kweku with that report, and that's it for the bulletin. In our top story, Electricity Company of Ghana to honor payment to independent power producers this week as agreed. A new payment offer business is next on the Super Morning Show.